Hello, all, and welcome back. So, kind of left off with the engine being, pretty much ready for drop-in. And well, um, life happened yet again, and waited for a few parts, blah blah blah, this and that, whatever. But the engine is finally just kind of sitting there, just kind of teasing myself with it right here, right now. Um, the unfortunate part was I still had some things that I had to go out and get. This has just been one giant. Not necessarily me overlooking things, but I would definitely say me not being completely 100% prepared. There's being too much time, like I have continuously said, between tearing it down and putting it in, or buying some stuff for it, and forgetting whether or not I threw parts away, like hardware and such. So just been running around getting all that stuff and changing my mind on a few things, not on here, but like I said, detailed in my last video. Went back to hose clamps, so getting those specifically for this whole deal. Um, but yeah, without further ado, like I said, the engine is right there waiting to go in. I'm not sure how smoothly this will go, but I'm going to do a time lapse of me dropping it in, so hopefully it does go smooth. But obviously, with the miracle of technology, you won't see my struggle if there is any. So here we go. Progress is being made, and something that doesn't seem all that significant, but I take it as something significant, is the good old hoist is stowed away. So the engine is there to stay, and as you can see, there's some updates on this as well. Um, Again, just another, I don't have reps in, so it's kind of figuring out how to. And I didn't like. I haven't torn the car apart since the build was all put together in 2018. It was all the shop that did it, and then I just did basic maintenance thereafter. So there's a lot that I don't know, and I could only imagine what it's like to do multiple custom builds, which is absolutely it's mind-boggling to me that people know what the heck they're doing with all these different builds. But that is that. So just kind of will walk you through a little bit. Obviously, I got all the accessories hooked up. The freaking alternator was giving me a battle. I had to undo the AC compressor a few times. Yes, I know, dedicated race car, if you want to call it that, or dedicated track car, but still driven on the street. That is why I retain AC here in the South. But due to the fact of what I just dealt with, and when I drive this car, typically I have the windows down, so I probably don't need that, and that's a bunch of weight saving, so I could probably get rid of it. But I had to take this out a few times because I actually had the fuel line right here, and I had to tighten and loosen it a few times, and then I had it. Don't know how well you're gonna see. I had it right in this gap right here between the AC and the intake manifold, or the compressor and the manifold, and it was just pinched too much. I didn't like it, but again, it's been so long that I don't even remember how the fuel line was actually ran, so I had to take that out and I decided to push the fuel line down so that it's now like basically on the engine, so it's not pinched all that much anymore. Um, Conveniently, I had a tap and die set. I had to clean the threads on the post there for the alternator. Power steering was easy and simple. It was whatever. I've had to remove this freaking fuel line. I can't tell you how many times. And then like I already told you about that and whatnot. There were a few plugs that I was really weirded out by and kind of funny. Like, oh, actually, you know what? Here's a live update for y'all. And oh, or maybe not. I don't know why it's not plugging in. All right, well, excuse that. Pretend that never happened. I'll get that eventually. I don't know what's going on there. It's in the right spot. It's just not wanting to cooperate. Um, so anyway, yeah, I got a lot of things hooked up. The flex fuel kit I was kind of scared of because I looked at this 3-pin plug and I was like, where the heck was that going to go? And luckily, the the first plug I found on the harness is the one that it goes to. So there's that. I had to reroute it just a little bit because of the signal wire right here that goes down under the car. What else? Um, I bought a whole bunch of hose clamps, which is kind of funny because uh, I didn't realize that all the hoses that I have hooked up for it or you know ran all still have the pinch clamp, so I've been using those. Don't know if you're gonna be able to see down there too well, but there's the blue and the red. If you've watched my previous video, that is now the oil return from the turbo. And so with the heads that I had before, it's a push-in fitting. So the heads from factory come with a push-in fitting for the oil return from the turbo. And I pulled that out of the heads that uh, were torched from the old setup and got the new ones. The new ones didn't come with that insert, so I was like, oh, I'm going to use that. That didn't work out too well. It wasn't a tight fitting, but thankfully, Outfront Motorsports offers a um, a, a part that fits in there. It's O-ringed. I don't know if it would really be an ORB fitting, but it's O-ringed in the head, and then it's got a dash 10 AN male, and obviously put the female AN fittings over top of that, so it is now a swivel. But what I did was got the turbo, and I wanted to see whether or not the hose was long enough, because I do have, you might be able to see it back there, but I do have a piece of hose that I bought just in case this one didn't work out. Hopefully this one works out. But yeah, so for the most part, except for my foolishness and not being able to plug that in for whatever, or snap that in for whatever reason, I'll figure that out. Everything is pretty good to go. I just need to get the header done, which I'm about to go talk about right now, and then I'll be able to run the oil cooler lines and be good. I might be able to run the oil cooler lines right now, but I wanna get the header in there first, and I also am not sure if I want to trim this a little bit because the subframe support thing here is actually what tore the heat wrap off of the not off, but it kind of like scratched it up quite a bit on the exhaust manifold, the header. So I have to rewrap that, and I'm just trying to avoid as much as I can. Now, to give you an update on the trailer, it's actually looking pretty empty. It just looks a little bit full because I got a mess going on right here. So as you can tell, I have unwrapped some of the heat wrap that was on it, and that was because I had some scratches right here on well, it was like right in the center and on top, and then over here. Got so hot that it's actually ripping it took parent off, so that's pretty crazy. But I got some of the old stuff there. In terms of the turbo, I did have a heat blanket for that, but that has been thrown away because it was way too damaged. And I thought I was going to run the turbo like this just for a little bit, and anticipate heat. But I decided to just tonight purchase an ETS T3 um, heat blanket. I don't know whether it's manufactured by ETS or not, but I have their rotated kit. Not sure if I've mentioned that before, but this is the ETS rotated kit from way back in the day. Gosh, I want to say that was 2015 when I got that. So this thing is still holding extremely strong. It's very well built. The only thing that I have broken off is actually on the mid pipe, so it's not even the off of the ETS kit. I broke the little hanger bit on that bolts to the chassis from the mid pipe. So that's that. But what I want to do is with all this, I want to, for the time being, I'll heat wrap everything. With the turbo, I might do a dual heat uh, pr- protection thing. Might got the turbo blanket, obviously, as I said, coming in, but I think I might also ceramic coat that. For the downpipe right here, this guy, the blanket is freaking bulky, and it serves its purpose. It does well. However, I'm not a big fan of it. It's too bulky, and it makes getting this thing in and out of the car a lot more difficult and whatnot. So, and it makes it a lot more difficult to change out the transmission fluid or to fill up the transmission fluid or gear oil, I should say. So, what I want to do with that is I'm going to also heat wrap it with the titanium stuff, and then later on, I will I will send it off to get ceramic coated, like I'm going to do with the header. And so the downpipe will get that, and then the turbo exhaust housing will also get it. But that's what we have. Hopefully, the wastegate is going to be like the hardest thing. Hopefully, it doesn't isn't as uncooperative as it has been in the past, but we shall see. So that is the update that I have for you all. Um, I I want to do time lapses and I want to film this stuff, but I run into so many issues along the way, snags, and I have to go back on the work and whatnot. And like I said in my previous videos, I just don't want a 3 hour long time lapse of me going through all this stuff. So, for the sake of your guys' sanity, I don't do that. But what I will do is if I don't know if the rest of it going together should be pretty easy. So we'll see if I decide to do that after I wrap the header and then get it back together. But for sure, obviously, I think the big moment is going to be starting it up for the first time and crossing my fingers that there are no leaks. My one big fear right now is that the injectors are going to have a leak on them, because that is a rat's nest of a freaking problem to get through. Like, I have to pull off the power steering in order to get to the passenger fuel rail. That's a little bit, that's easy, but the driver's side is a freaking, it's a mess. So that won't be so fun. Maybe actually now looking at it, all I have to do is remove the AC compressor, which would be another reason why I should get rid of it, so I can freaking make working on this dang thing easier. But anyway, without blabbing on too much, that is all I have. Heat wrap the exhaust manifold, and then get all the basically all the exhaust piping put in, and I think the car will be ready for its first startup. As long as if this goes smoothly tomorrow night, it might be tomorrow night, but we shall see. So, thanks for watching, y'all. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this journey. I know it's been a long one, and there's been snags and there's been delays in videos, but that's just life for me right now, and figuring this thing out for the first time in 7 years. So, until next time, y'all, I appreciate you watching, and stay driven. Blooper update. Got it to clip on. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe it's because I've been using power tools for this whole project, and maybe I gotten weak because I have been slacking on working out as well. So, yeah, fuel line is connected.